Alrighty, good afternoon, YouTube. H0 here, back with another quick movie review, and this one and the next couple movies are gonna be a real doozy, and it'd be funny if they demonetized this video because of the image of what you're seeing, but it's pretty much censored with the text on the front. Um, this is Baby Boy, directed by the late great John Singleton. Stars Tyrese Gibson, Taj P. Henderson, Ving Rhames, Omar Gooding. I think that's his name. Yeah, Omar Gooding, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s brother, um, Snoop Dogg, and forgive me, but I forgot the actress that plays. I forgot her name. The actress that plays Jody's mom. She's in House Party. Those are like the two notable roles that she's known for. House Party and in this movie. But pretty much this film is pretty much about, ironically, even listening to the opening, sentence about the black male in America. And of course the main character, Joseph Summers, Jody, he still lives with his mom. And in correlation, you know, I can definitely relate, even though Jody and I had a little bit of a lot of differences. Pretty much to start off is that number one, he has like 3 or 4 baby moms in this movie, and that was one thing. Yeah, I definitely knew, even because technically with me it started off being exposed to that was in high school. A lot of high school girls I went to school with, that's the situation they were in. Even though they didn't have 3 or 4 baby daddies, they at least were a teen mom, and that's what I knew for a fact. If I knocked up any one of these chicks, my mom would have kicked my ass. So that was one correlation, that got me to like not do that. And then two, the financial part, even though today they're punishing people regardless if you got a kid or not, one way or another, they're still going to tax you. They're going to tax you more money if you don't have a kid, no dependents. And, was I think JK News or David So, one of the two, had even talked about that. One of his mutual friends had did that shit because of the benefits, and I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. Yeah, if you really ask me, mainly because you figured it out, and on top of that, our current system had put you in that position. But you know, the good thing is though is that right now I really don't need that much of a woman, to for heavy dependence, because I do have my own money, I do work, you know um and I'm not a slouch, so that's how I can say him and I are really not, we're alike, or are alike, but yet so different. um but Pretty much I'm glad that John had did this movie, even though it did have some moments where I did disagree with it. But a lot of characters had a lot of good heart. One of my favorite characters in the film was his homeboy. Was it I think his name was his name Sweet Pea, or was it Pete? But it was the character that Omar Goodings had had portrayed. And I say that because pretty much I worked with a lot of guys who were like that. I don't know if his character had went to prison or whatnot, but he was just straight up real. And the part that really got me the most is that he was trying to be religious, or get baptized. And I liked how he said it. He said, I'm trying to really do this to keep me from something bad. And it's kind of funny because if you live that kind of life but you haven't done anything yet, like you know who you are, do you try to change who you are, mainly because something bad is going to happen, and you try to get on a righteous way. Being religious or not, it always comes back to get you one way or another. And it's just kind of funny how movies like this, being in the hood, how it's not really, doesn't have that much of a heavy plot, but still needed to be made. This one was more about drama, mainly, Jody moving out of his mom's house, which I'm, very happy that he did. And that was, personally, he had a lot of resources. If I was him, I would have been moved out, especially, if I do work and my girl ain't out there being a sleaze and running around. I mean, I don't know why he was dumb enough to, to do it, but that's why I said him and I are different. He indirectly want to fuck everything, but at the same time, he got his little hustle and X, Y, and Z. He's a little bit different from some of these cats, some of these kids, today. But to the contrary, this film really brought me back, to a time in the early 2000s, especially with the music, and it's California. And then right after, Tyrese did this movie, he did Too Fast, Too Furious, which was a good pinnacle of, my youth, going back to that time. Um, can't wait to review that one. That one's gonna be a long, long time from now. But uh, at the end of the day, another thing I liked was a character Ving Rhames had played, which was Melvin. And again, I knew a cat who also had went to prison. Well, I take that back. We were acquainted. We didn't hang out with each other like that. And pretty much, make a long story short, I had an ex-girlfriend that indirectly, and I kind of get it now, because one of the dudes homeboys had even told me some of these women would get you caught up, and she knew how I was, so she indirectly, I really think she did it to get attention. She didn't think, I would act on, confront a guy that had talked to my girl in the wrong way, and then come to find out, it could have been miscommunication, or the way that she did amp it up, she realized she had fucked up. And then one of my homeboys was saying, yeah, you were kind of messed up in doing that, because, despite, if he does attack and hit you first, they could go back and say, what did you say to him? Because they got you on camera, talking to this dude. But I could go that much deep into detail, but that guy reminded me of Melvin's, character, because he sat there and he talked to me. He didn't get confrontational, and that was a guy that had fed time in prison, and he got on some kind of culinary program to go to the Art Institute. So, it's funny, because with that ex-girlfriend, her and I were like talking and whatnot. I think well, not really think, but she really wants me to like hook back up with her. But when I sat there, really thought about everything she did in the past, I really, even me just hitting it and quit it, even I don't want to do that one, but I'm not going to go deep into our, past relationship, because I'm not really ashamed of it. It's more the fact that I wish that she would kind of like move on, but she's in California or slightly Texas, a couple states away, so I ain't got to talk that much or see her again, even if she tries to make small talk, but it's not going to happen. But pretty much that's all I have to say about the film. It's pretty much a drama piece, and like I said, if you really want to look at the whole plot, it was really just him getting out of his mom's house, even though Singleton had definitely put the situation, where a lot of black males, all they have, if they had a father in the house, not only he would have given him smart guidance, he wouldn't have went through all that shit in the first place, but we wouldn't have had a movie. So you think, most of these problems that happen, they really do have simple solutions depending on who's looking at it. So most of the time, like, Bruce Lee's philosophy, and even Juan Jackman, who told Bruce Lee, the limitation is really you. Yeah, it's nothing really standing in your way. And even if there is something standing in your way, you can work around it so that you won't be sitting around for a while and then dealing with that, when you could have been doing the pieces, taking care of the problems around it, and then that was your final boss. So, but that's pretty much all I have to, really say about this film. I'm glad I actually saw the actual, like, sat down and watched it, but it was only one movie. I got this movie, and like some of Singleton's other films, it was really one in particular was the reason why I bought it, and I can't wait to review that one really soon. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Talk to you guys later. Peace.